What up? It's your boy T-Bear here. Reaction. Today is Wrestling Wednesday, so about to get into some partsFUNknown video as well too, involving the end of the year though. I'm gonna do this one first. So this is bad. We're going to first take a look at the downsides of our 2023 with 12 wrestling matches, 13 worst wrestling matches of 2023 though. We're gonna look at what part of 2023 made wrestling unwatchable in a way as well too. Well, it was screwy finish, the whole gimmick match was just dumb or whatever. So without ado, let's see the 13 worst wrestling matches of 2023 by partsFUNknown. Let's get it.
The time has come for us all to reflect on the year that has been. I shouldn't have believed this year would be different for the Maple Leafs. Editor Adam shouldn't have annoyed Luke on that one survival series. And these folks shouldn't have had these matches. Quite honestly, 2023 has been a phenomenal year for the quality of wrestling. We are in the work rate generation, and that doesn't appear to...
Don't get me wrong, we had some quality matches, but we still have a sprinkle of bad matches as well too. Let's not get twisted.
Be slowing down year over year, which makes a list like this pleasantly difficult to write. However, it must be done. We simply must spend our Christmas season wringing out the last ounces of negativity from our 2023s so we may enjoy our 2024 full of positivity. Please. Happy holidays.
The positivity is Cody was the title.
Tempest hailing from partsFUNknown, and these are the 13 worst wrestling matches of 2023.
Let me paint you a picture. You've completed all of TV and watched all the wrestling content from that.
Alright, hold on before I go a little further. This is an ad. I'm going to skip it. Anyway. Alright, here we go.
Number 13, Jay White versus MJF, Full Gear.
And I can see why this was it, because we was hoping we were going to get the devil reveal, and it did not happen. It just left us like, what the fuck? So I understand this being the reason. Then, so there's that.
Bell to bell, not one of the worst wrestling matches of 2023, but ultimately, MJF versus Jay White was simply not the match that people wanted to watch, especially as the main event of one of AEW's biggest pay-per-views of the year. I'm still not quite sure what the thought process was behind the structure of this match. Maybe they thought Jay White losing in just a straight wrestling match would be worse for him, but ask anyone who watched this and they will tell you how weak Jay White looked coming out of this match against the one-legged man who did in fact win the ass-kicking contest. MJF's injured knee, Adam Cole taking his place, and the eventual match we got were simply too much smoke and too many mirrors.
They overbooked the hell of this match. They need to be overbooked. And not to mention, they pushed the whole devil thing back. Let's hope we get it this Saturday. I think it's this Saturday, I think. Let's hope we get it Saturday at World Ends, man. Let's please, man. End the whole devil thing. I mean, just don't end it with MJF being the devil the whole time. You saw my post. If that happens, that's gonna be just as bad, even worse than Vince McMahon with the "It's Me, Austin." I swear to God. No, I said it's gonna be worse, just as bad as the Finger Poke of Doom. Be honest, that's gonna be more of a Poke of Doom than Finger Poke of Doom than McMahon bullshit. Next.
Number 12, Jamie Hayter versus Toni Storm, Double or Nothing. Jamie Hayter and Toni Storm are more the victims of circumstance than the perpetrators of shitty wrestling, but unfortunately the bell did ring to signify the start and end of a wrestling match, and what took place in the time in between was not good. Thus, it ends up here. Jamie Hayter was the best thing happening in the AEW women's division during the first half of 2023, but then the injury bug bit her in the bum, and well, we had to get the women's title offer. What took place at Double or Nothing was caught in a purgatory between an angle and a match, as the Outcast jumped Jamie and injured her shoulder before the match begins. Then, Jamie continues to fight, and the Outcast remove the turnbuckle and spray Jamie in the eyes with the spray paint, and bump the ref, all for the finish to go horribly wrong as Jamie gets lightly pushed and then runs halfway across the ring to hit the exposed buckle. I give the match a slight pass as Hayter was working hurt, but this was just too long for a screwjob match and not long enough for a real match. Number 11, Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar, Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, that could go way better than it went. To be honest, it could have.
How have we gotten 3 separate Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley matches on WWE pay-per-view, only for none of them to be the Haas fight we all want them to be?
Right.
Rumble 22 was more about Roman and Heyman than it was about Lesnar and Bobby. Crown Jewel 22 was a bizarre squash with Bobby dominating Brock until he gets rolled up. And then this match at Elimination Chamber was just to set up well, I'm not quite sure what exactly. Obviously, Bray Wyatt was meant to end up involved with one of these behemoths at WrestleMania, but like a 4.5-minute match with a low blow DQ finish, who did that help, and why has that been the last?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I remember that being whatever about that, and it was like, what the fuck? And then they let Brock still be a babyface at that. Like, I didn't know how, but
Last time Brock and Bobby have decided to involve themselves in each other's business. If that's the final chapter between them, this will be remembered as one of the most bizarre trilogies of matches in WWE history. Number 10, Chris Statlander versus Jade Cargill, Double or Nothing. On paper, Chris Statlander beating Jade Cargill was probably the right call, and might have happened much earlier had Chris Stat not gotten hurt in 2022. But call me crazy, I don't think anybody watching AEW thought Cargill's 2-year undefeated streak would end in a 40-second match, unadvertised, after she had already won another match clean. But that's what happened, and thankfully everyone really likes Chris Statlander, so the celebration of her return and first title.
For real, that's what saved it, because I was glad that Babyface is holding time. Yes, and I glad it was Chris Statlander who should have done it, but it got pushed back, because I feel like, man, I got no against any shade, but I feel like the streak was pushed a long time because in order for her to come back from an injury. But the way they did it, they could have did a little better, to be honest. But I was glad that Chris Statlander got the title that she needed as well too, and that's that. And I'm still praying that they make Jade Carter start out as the babyface in WWE, not heel. Please, I want to actually root for her. Please, please, let me, please.
Meant that some of the criticism of this bizarre booking was drowned out by the cheers from across the galaxy. I'm not going to say that the moves performed in this 40-second match were done badly or anything,
it wasn't.
But just what a bizarre choice.
It's just
this
the way he
all
did
was.
it.
Number 9, Adam Cole versus Chris Jericho, Double or Nothing. This is the third match on this list from AEW Double or Nothing, so you would probably be right in assuming this was AEW's weakest pay-per-view event of 2023. But while the preceding 2 matches made this list for unfortunate circumstances, this one was just plain bad. Some of you will remember this as the Sabu match, where ECW legend Sabu was involved for... well, honestly, I'm still waiting for someone to give me a reason why Sabu was there, but he was only around for a couple minutes at the start. What about the rest of the match? Was that any good? I mean, really, that depends on your taste. Personally, I have seen enough Adam Cole plunder matches to say I don't think they're a strength of his. It always feels like they're trying to find creative spots with weapons rather than using their surroundings to actually tell the story of the match, and that was the case here. Add in Jericho not being able to get all the way over on a Panama Sunrise, and the ref calling off this unsanctioned match because Cole was hitting Jericho too much, which I know was Jericho's idea because he did the same finish in his unsanctioned match with Shawn Michaels at Unforgiven 2008, and the people booed the babyface then too, Chris. Maybe it's time to retire this f***ing finish. And all in all, I just don't think this match was the exciting blow-off AEW was hoping it would be. Number 8, Austin Theory versus John Cena.
Yeah, that was pure bullshit. Cena deserved better. He still deserved better. I mean, I get that he did that last one, Cron Drill, for him to get Soul's Call over, but he still deserved a better send out than that, man.
WrestleMania 39.
This was all bullshit.
I have a theory. An Austin theory. If you're gonna tell everyone that your wrestler sucks, maybe make sure he doesn't actually suck first. Austin Theory was not having a good run as United States champion to begin with, and then John Cena reappeared in WWE to let us all know how worthless Austin Theory was. This is a bold strategy for getting over a younger star, and not one that paid off for them, Cotton. Because sure, if Cena says that Theory is trash, and then they go out and have a great match and Theory wins, then yeah, Cena is disproven. But if you say Theory sucks, and then he has this match with John Cena with no intrigue and a simple low blow A-Town down 1-2-3 finish, then beating John Cena does nothing except make Cena look worse. I genuinely hope I never have to watch this match again. Number 7, Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso, SummerSlam. Man,
it was all good till the bullshit screwy ending.
If you had told me in 2020, after Roman Reigns and Jey Uso had 2 classic matches at Clash of Champions and Hell in a Cell, that the big Roman versus Jey storyline payoff would have been this unsatisfying, I would have been utterly heartbroken. We might get another match between them down the line, but for now, boy, what a disappointment this SummerSlam match was. 36 whole minutes of Roman Reigns' slow burn trash talk match might work when people really get into the second half when they think Roman has a chance of losing. But 36 whole minutes of Roman Reigns walking around berating his cousin, who no one thinks is going to actually win, is just no buys. However, when you add in the fact that this was hyped up as tribal combat, which means no bloodline interference, and then the match ended via bloodline interference, and bloodline interference of the least logical variety at that, you are unfortunately left with not a very good match. Had Roman and Jay simply wrestled for the title of
and here's the thing. People saying, oh, pay attention. You didn't pay attention. We did pay attention. We knew we was going to get Jay versus Jimmy. But one, that damn soon, and the way they did it, no. But whatever. Hold on. I got you. Here. I got you. Anyway.
This probably would have had a greater chance of success if only, I don't know, somebody had beaten Roman for the title or something.
And it's part why we might have, fortunately, vote for it, might have, because this shit happened in back 39. But now, folks, that this happened at 39, so folks, that's why half of the folks are saying might as well go for it. But no, take that damn title off of him and give it to Cody, damn it, please. But like I said, WD going WE. Next.
Number 6, LA Knight versus Bray Wyatt.
I feel, this is where I really feel bad for Bray now. At his last match, it had to be like that. At least LA Knight got a resurgent, but it said that Bray, one of Bray's last, I think it was one of his final matches, had to be that, man.
Rumble. I really don't want to be negative about this for obvious reasons, but you unfortunately cannot omit this match from this list. Bray Wyatt and LA Knight's rivalry on SmackDown has split the audience, and I don't think either side of the WWE Universe thought that Bray Wyatt's long-anticipated first match back in WWE would be a Mountain Dew pitch-black glow-in-the-dark mini-golf match. Granted, no one knew what that would entail beforehand, and I don't think WWE themselves knew either, but an incredibly basic 5-minute match with Bray Wyatt covered in radioactive paint probably wasn't in anyone's fantasy bookings. Listen, if you really want to get that paycheck from Mountain Dew, go ahead. But I don't think the match with the highly psychological character was the one that needed the sponsorship. It just really hurts that the match that will go down as the last of Bray Wyatt's career is going to end up being this laser tag ass match. Number 5, Tyrus. All of...
He said Tyrus all of them. Well, facts, man. I didn't even watch the NWA, and I feel like I had a good reason not to watch it. Because I would not take this fucker as... sorry. I would not take this fucker as a champion. Sorry to close ears. No, I would not. Because... for those who know who Tyrus is, it's Brodus Clay. Imagine Brodus Clay being the top title holder of a wrestler's company. Nothing against him. And then, top it off, the title match that you thrown him was just as bad. Anyway.
If we were all being honest with ourselves, Tyrus matches would have populated this entire list. Hyperbole is the single greatest thing in the universe. I accept that, and I am prone to it. But believe me when I say, I don't think I have ever seen a worse wrestler in my entire life than Tyrus. May I present to you Tyrus running the ropes and hitting a splash on EC3. I rest my case. No one out there is watching NWA at this point, so I'm not going to pretend I am either. But let's just say that Tyrus versus EC3, Tyrus versus Matt Cardona, Tyrus versus Chris Adonis, and Tyrus versus Daga can all get banished to the shadow realm of professional wrestling. But let's be honest, they happened in NWA, so they're already there. Number 4, Baron Corbin versus Gable Steveson, NXT Grid.
And with that, we realized why they were so hesitant on letting Steveson wrestle. And it didn't help that Corbin was the guy he wrestled. The same guy who gave us the BS retirement match with Kurt Angle could have got a better retirement match. We see why Gabe Stevens and we was like Corbin should not be the one to put guys over, man. Stop. All right. At this point, stop giving Corbin the green light to put guys over. He's not doing it.
Great American Bash. There are lots of reasons why Gable Steveson is not being looked at favorably by wrestling fans at this point in time, but rest assured that his first ever match against Baron Corbin at NXT Great American Bash is certainly one of them. Now, I don't think anyone in the world could have lived up to the expectations that Gable Steveson had placed upon him. I mean, being called the next Kurt Angle is like being called the next Babe Ruth or Wayne Gretzky or Michael Jordan straight out of the draft. It's just insurmountable. But I also think it's fair to say that this match would have fallen short of even the most modest of expectations. I'm not sure why Baron Corbin would be chosen as the top prospect's first opponent, but WWE has been making that choice for years. What they haven't done, however,
And it said that his brother doing a little better than him, barely. Regal, get your son that damn group of his with Drew Gulak and Damon Kim. I'm not saying anything about Miles Bourne. Got respect for the folks that had disabilities as well too, but get that man out that group, please.
is end that prospects match in a double countout, which they did here. But even with the baffling choices aside, Steveson just showed none of the charisma, poise, or technique you would hope to see out of someone who had been training for over a year, and it isn't hard to see why he seems to have been completely dropped from WWE's radar since. Number 3, The Miz versus Shane McMahon and The Miz versus Snoop Dogg, WrestleMania.
Yeah, that was horseshit. I understand injury happened, but that was just horseshit. That shouldn't happen in the first place. Hence why we couldn't have got an injury, but they wanted to give something to do, but
39, Night 2. I mean, it's not their fault. Again, this does have to appear on this list because, my god, what a cluster to happen live in the ring at WrestleMania. The Miz gets set up to have his second impromptu match in as many days. How many of you forgot that The Miz wrestled Pat McAfee at WrestleMania this year? Because I sure did. And then just when we thought we were caught in a Groundhog Day loop, who should make his return but the exiled Shane McMahon, who then immediately tore his quad and hasn't been seen since. Man, I don't want to see anyone get hurt, but this section of WrestleMania sure felt like a fever dream, didn't it? The praise I will give all this is that Snoop Dogg actually showed remarkable timing to get in the ring and take over as The Miz's opponent. I say actually as if the man isn't one of the most successful performers in the world, but that is all the praise I will give this debacle. Well, that and the fact that Snoop has a much better people's elbow than a frog splash, which is like half praise. Number 2, Jeff Jarrett versus Jeff Hardy. 8.
yeah, that sex and change on that. The gimmick matches. Some good matches just need to. This was just as bad as the zombie match with Damien Priest and Miz. I don't know which was worse out of them two, but this was just as bad.
AEW Fight for the Fallen. Now, I know some people, including the ones I can see from my desk in the office, thought this match was a wrestle crap masterpiece and shouldn't have been included on this list because of it, but I will simply not be coerced into believing this was anything but the worst thing AEW has put to screen all year. Leatherface appears and tries to murder Karen Jarrett. Jay Lethal hits Jeff Hardy with an actual hammer while Jeff is fighting Satnam Singh in overalls, and that's ignoring all the shit that happened backstage. I think for the most part, AEW does a pretty solid job integrating their sponsors into their shows. Better than WWE with their Ruffles War Games this and their Zombie Lumberjacks that, but I can't sit here and trash the zombies and then turn around and excuse this. There is entertainment to be gleaned from all of these matches.
Like I said, maybe the zombies was worse though. I mean, at least this was a hardcore message kind of made up for it, but still.
But holy shit, did this one make it hard for me. And number 1, Ronda Rousey versus Shayna.
Yeah, this should have been a better payoff for both of them, for at least Shayna. But God, I think that well, I ain't thinking about the tribal comment being as bad, but at the end it was bad. But yeah, SummerSlam was pretty good. Just this was not one of the reasons to like SummerSlam. This was utter bull crap. I'm trying to do that because I don't feel like holding this here, but they both should have. I mean, Raza, we were glad to see her go, but Shayna deserved better. You know what I'm saying?
Basler, SummerSlam. If there is one thing I hate in wrestling more than horribly transparent sponsorships, it is worked MMA. You see, a lot of MMA is actually quite boring. Two people grapple, they go to the ground, they try.
It was the word MMA. has forced the Cain Velasquez and Brock match.
And grab a hold, and then someone wins by decision, and everyone forgets they saw it. The exciting MMA usually involves a super hot crowd, a flash knockout, a huge upset, fast non-stop action, or something of the sort. This match had none of that. What even was this match? Was it MMA? Because in MMA, you can't just roll outside the ring when you get kicked in the face, and the referee doesn't get in between the fighters to ask if one of them wants to continue. Was it wrestling? Because in wrestling, you have a match tell a story, and it has ebbs and flows as a result, and this match, again, had none of that. Everyone was done with Ronda Rousey in WWE by this point. This match was just a mercy killing for her run, but the only mercy that was felt was the mercy on all of us when the bell finally rang. Happy holidays, everyone! Whee! And that's our list. Please make sure that you like this video, subscribe, and
yeah. There's some other ones that have been in the match, but in here though as well too. But these were definitely some good selections as well too. I say the one reason Jay White was up there, it needed to be on top because how it was too much it was overbooked, and then we didn't get any of the devil at the time either. That a lot of people respected though, and I'm a little sad that. And the reason why I feel like the amount of Jay should have been higher than the Toni one as well too, because it wasn't a bad match. It was just how it went though. They could have did a different match than them to get Chris Statlander winning as well too, and possibly be her break and then lay her ex, because the follow-up match was pretty good. The follow-up match was pretty good. Her ex's match before she left to go to WWE was pretty good, but anyway, all in all, yeah, you have it though as well too though. Hopefully things get better next year as well too. If you like my reaction, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's your boy T-Bird signing off. One love.